Welcome back to another video. It's another fire on the mountain today. It's funny, for May it's a little cool, but in all fairness, it snowed the other day. It didn't stick, but it snowed, so it was a bit odd. So I was researching and studying like I always do, and ended up reading up on the famous weapons of the gods, right? Like Mjolnir. Everybody knows Mjolnir. There's Gungnir, Odin's spear. And it made me think, why do us heathens have such an attachment or love of weapons? Is it nature? Is it just our nature? Is it the culture? Is it... I don't know. Is it a shared love? Is it a shared interest? It's possible. I know a lot of people who love firearms, rifles and pistols and everything. I enjoy them. I enjoy, going to the range and shooting some. But I like edged weapons better. Axes, knives. Huge knife person. Big axe person. I own several axes. I've got my splitting axe, and I've got all my other little axes that I throw and use for kindling and stuff like that. But do we consider them weapons or tools? That's another question. I consider mine tools. I've never hurt anybody with them, except myself. I've never raised one in anger. But, I know that they have been weapons. But if you think back to our ancestors and how they handled things, the tools they used were also the weapons in which that they used for war. I mean, they used what they had. Right? At least that's how I see it. They used what they had. And that's an interesting perspective. So as we see them, whether we see them as weapons or as tools, it doesn't matter. It's all in the eye of the beholder, as it were. Me myself, I see them as tools, and that's funny because, all right, so I have a subscription box, and they send you knives, and I have one coming today it's got a kitchen knife in it, but it's a good chopper knife for cooking, which is great. I needed one. But they also sent me this. Now, when I saw it, or saw the picture of it, I thought it was a little different than it actually is. But it's neat. It's not real sharp on the edge, but the serrated edge is quite sharp. But I don't know if you can see that. There you go. It's a spade as well. It's a tool. This is specifically made to be a camping tool, which to me is fantastic. I love to camp. This will help me dig holes for my fires and stuff, which is awesome. But, we all have our own perspectives on it. Like, I carry this blade. This is the knife that hangs off my belt all the time. I carry this. This was a gift, and if you've seen my videos, I've shown it before. But I carry this, and I always carry 2 knives on me, but they're tools, they're not weapons. I carry, well, I don't carry, but I keep this one, which if you've watched my videos, you've seen me throw this one. It's all about the whole purpose and point of why you use them. Do you use them in anger? Do you use them as weapons? Or are they tools? As I said, I see them as tools. They are they have purpose. We live in a modern world, and the point I'm trying to make is that in the world in which we live, we no longer walk around with swords and axes hanging from our belts. We don't settle disputes via combat anymore. Well, old school combat, let's put it that way. I know there are modern interpretations of that. We go to war. Some people just fight over things just because. So it's all sort of how you view it, but we don't settle things the way we used to. So these have went from being weapons of war to tools, to me. I see a lot of heathens talk about how they want to, duel and all this stuff. And to me, it's childish. If I offend you, I'm sorry, but it's childish because we don't settle things that way anymore. I like to think we're a little more civilized than that. With the way the world is these days, like recently, that's up for debate. But we try to be more civil. But I was talking about the weapons of the gods, and it made me think that there are certain edged tools that we use that are our favorites. They are the ones that stand out. And we name them, believe it or not. I've named this one. This is Klufa. It's cleaver in Old Norse, and that's actually on. I actually would burn that into the wall hanger for this. So, there we have our favorites. We have things that mean more to us than the others, and that's great. That's how it should be. We need to have our favorites. We need to have things that stand out to us because we don't have much as heathens in this world. We are slowly taking our faith back, but and that's all we really can do, is we hold on to the things that we have. In this regard, I'm talking about edged things. Or if you have a favorite rifle or pistol, name it. Make it yours. But, we have to have... We all have our own perspectives on these things. And my perspective is that these things are tools to us. They're, firearms are weapons. There's just no denying that. Edged things like axes and knives and, you know, a sword. Sword would be considered a weapon, you know, just by definition. But other things are more, have more leniency in their definition. Axes, to me, are used for splitting wood, chopping trees. Knives, I use knives every day for everything. Cutting open boxes, cutting down boxes, cleaning out from underneath my nails, all kinds of things. So they're tools, mainly. But that's my view on it. I know some will disagree. I've actually been getting that lately. People don't agree with my opinions, but they're just my opinions. I'm not trying to force them on anybody. And that is kind of frustrating, to be told that you're wrong when you never claimed to be right. But I'm not gonna sit here and complain about that. But that's just kind of what I want to talk about. I know it's a pointless video, but hey, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.